Good morning. Oops. Welcome to Tea and Pajamas. I was torn between doing this in the kitchen and doing this in here. Oh, yeah, I've got some more work started on Frankie. Yes, I put the stitches in the bottom, but Frankenstein doesn't have stitches there. It's usually around the ankles. I'll probably do around the other ankle. I put some around the top of his ear, under one eye, around his neck, and you can't see this again because his neck is so short, and around the top of his head. I have to figure out how to um, do the bolts. I have two pieces of craft foam stuck together, and I will make those into his bolts. But I have to figure out how to attach them to his neck because he's a bunny rabbit. He has a very, very short neck. I might just have to attach them to the t-shirt with fabric tack and hope for the best. We'll see when we get there. Today's tea is Figments Cloud Catcher. Again, the color, you can see the color better in the kitchen. It is kind of a cloudy pinkish tea. It says this acid-free blend features freeze-dried kiwi, tart cherry, and succulent cranberry slices, complemented by crisp coconut flakes and, for a sun-kissed essence. The ingredients are apple pieces, whole sour cherries, coconut chips, freeze-dried kiwi pieces, freeze-dried sour cherry pieces, freeze-dried cranberry slices, and flavoring. And because it's a sample, there are no instructions as to how long to steep it. So I brewed the water at 195 degrees and steeped it for 3 minutes. So I heated the water to 195 and steeped it for 3 minutes. Taste the cherry. Coconut. Cranberry a little bit. The cranberry and the sour cherry are kind of going to be mixed together just a little bit. Yeah, I woke up like this morning. I don't know. The only thing I had yesterday that was different from anything I've had before was the Deschutes. What's Deschute? No, Distill. Distill peach wheat. So I don't know. Maybe there was something in the beer. I don't know. You can definitely smell the coconut straight up front. The apple is just kind of a stabilizer. Well, not a stabilizer. It's like the backbone. It's there, but you can't really taste it completely. There, now I tasted the apple a little bit that time. Of course, apples are probably less expensive than the other fruit used in here. And now I'm just tasting mostly the coconut. It's like everything takes turns. It is a nice, pleasant tea. If you get a full-size bag of this would make a nice iced tea, actually, if you sweeten it, maybe just a little bit, but not too much, because you can have unsweetened iced tea. So maybe if you like it sweet, you could sweeten it. When I'm trying a tea for the first time, I like to try the tea by itself to see how it is. It's very light. Um, I like it. Would I buy it again? Probably. If I remember. And also my tea stash, tea and coffee stash is getting. I have a very small space in my kitchen, so it's hard to get a lot because it's kind of crammed in there. So I'm going to have to use up some of what I've got. And I have quite a bit of tea right now. Well, not quite a bit anymore. I'm going through the Figments. I'm basically done with the Figments. I have one more that would be worth doing. There's a Dragon Well, which is green tea. And as I said, I'm not going to do a review on that because it's pretty hard, at least for me anyway, to review a green tea because I'm not a professional and I'm not a tea aficionado, so I can't really. My neck is kind of stiff too. Can't really di- um, differentiate one type of green tea from another. To me, green tea is green tea, and I like green tea. I like the grassy kind of taste of it. Some of them kind of remind me of seaweed just a little bit, and I'm okay with that because I like the taste of the seaweed flakes and the sushi. That you wrap the nori that you wrap around this sushi. So yeah, I like the taste of dried seaweed. So if green tea tastes a little bit like seaweed, yeah, sure. um, I digress. So yeah, I won't be. What I'm trying to say is, yeah, I haven't been awake that long this morning. I actually slept in. I got up at bed stitch, went back to bed, and then got up because I wanted to wait for a little more sunlight outside to do the tea and pajamas, just in case I wanted to do it in the living room, which I decided to do. And there's more sun in here now than there is some days because it's been kind of cloudy off and on. Anyway, so back to where I was. Oh, there is one other figment I will do. Um, it's Auntie's pumpkin pie or something like that. There is no pumpkin in it, which is interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what it tastes like because there is no pumpkin in it. There are little pieces of candy, which I will probably see when I put it in the tea ball, but you won't see them in the cup. And unfortunately, because I'm not set up with a fancy rig, I can't film the process of putting the tea in the tea ball, so you won't see the pieces of candy in the tea before I put it in the tea strainer. So unfortunately, with the samples like this, you're just going to unfortunately have to take my word for it. So, did I like it? Yes. Like I said, would I buy it again? Oh, probably if I remember. Um, what else is going on? I already mentioned I was approved for financial assistance on my medical bill. They're paying 60%, so I'm still going to owe about 1,100, which is not too shabby. Um, and again, I don't think that was I thought that was for the emergency room, but it's not. It was probably for the blood work and the CT scan. So it's probably mainly for radiology and blood work. And then I have a bill for $133, which is for the emergency room itself, which for some strange reason is billed, like I said, separately. So I'm going to have like almost no money for groceries this next month, like literally. We're talking less than $90. So for less than $90, I have to buy groceries. I was going to go to festival, but I had to change my plans, unfortunately. It's going to be a Walmart run, and just literally going to be fish fingers and chips and beans. It's going to be working class British food basically. Fish fingers and chips, and beans, and a big thing of oatmeal. And whatever beer, whatever 12 pack of beer I can get for under $18, because that's the only thing that's gonna have sales tax on it. So I may end up having to not get the beer. So I may have to go under seven. There are I think, yeah, Voodoo Ranger has a beer for $17.99, but there's going to be tax on that, which means it's going to be like 18. So I may or may not be able to get that one. I might have to go even cheaper. Corona is cheaper, but I'm not doing a review on Corona. So that's going to be a problem next month. Depending on the type of 12 pack I can get, if I can afford a 12 pack, I may or may not be able to do any beer reviews next month. Um, so depending on the type of beer I can get for what little money I'm going to have, it might just be tea and pajamas once a week for a month. So I'm just going to give you guys a heads up, give you a warning in advance. Um, but there could be some stuff because I do have to pay my credit cards as well, and depending on how much of an advance I get cash advance I have on those. I think I call it a cash advance because if you pay the minimum, depending on how much you owe on the card, they will let you spend that minimum payment. It doesn't change your balance. Outstanding balance stays the same, but you just keep moving your increasing your credit score by making the payment and using the minimum and then paying the minimum off every month. So that does work. So we'll see. I'm so we may or may not have beer to do beer reviews next month. It might end up being just tea and pajamas once a week on a Wednesday for the month. We have plenty of tea for that. Go in for next month, and then after next month, I will have the emergency room bill is getting paid next month, and then after next month, it'll be just the other hospital bill that I'm paying. So I'll have, again, small wiggle room, but a little bit more wiggle room than I'm going to have this next month. So just letting you know in advance that the videos are probably going to be sparse next month. So that's it. Oh, yes, I have a Revel Stoke Nut Crusher review to upload for you. And I may or may not upload the Distill Peach. It's a mess of a review. It's kind of crazy. And I do laugh at myself in it as, I acknowledge that, yeah, this is a mess and that I probably won't upload it. So, I might upload it for giggles just because it's stupid. I'm trying to, if I have a review that looks dumb and I can have the beer of that same type of the alcohol, whatever I have, if I have enough to do a second take, I'll do a second take. But if I don't have enough to do a second take and the first take is botched, or the only first and only take is botched, I will typically not upload it. So you may or may not see the review for peach wheat. It depends on my mood and how much of a sense of humor I have that particular day when I'm thinking about uploading it. So, what did I think? It's mild. It's lightly sweet. It would make a good iced tea. It's good hot, but I think it might be better as an iced tea. Um, if you know how to cold brew, you might be able to cold brew it. I don't know how to cold brew. So give that a shot. Like I said, if you know how, give that a shot. But I think it might be better iced than hot. Um, because like I said, I was predominantly getting the coconut, the cherry, and a bit of the cranberry, just a little bit. I almost said cucumber. Um, yeah, it's getting mainly the cherry and the coconut with a little bit of the cranberry. I was not tasting the kiwi, but then again, it's got all tart fruits in it. The cranberry, the cherry, the kiwi. So you've got all these tart fruits mixed together with the apple. For the apple was probably to add a little bit of sweetness because apple tends to be sweeter. Coconut's got a slightly sweet taste to it as well. And then the other are all the other fruits are tart. So you've got all these tart fruits mingling together. But is it good? Yes, it's good. I like it. I like coconut. I like all of the flavors that are mentioned in the tea. And me particularly, I was like I said, I was tasting predominantly the cherry and the coconut with just a little bit of cranberry. And oh yes, and the apple is kind of there all the way through. Very stronger in some places than others, but there probably again to balance the tartness of the other fruit. So yes, it's a pleasant tea. Um, as I said, try it hot, try it iced. But if you're going to try it hot and iced, I would recommend getting a larger bag. I got samples because I wasn't sure. I wanted to try a bunch of teas, and I wasn't sure if I guess if I'd like them or not. I don't remember what the reasoning was behind why I got the small ones. The big one I got because I thought it would be good, and then I did not read that it had jasmine in it until later. So I gave that one to Matter Hatter, and he loves it. Check out his review for that and all of his other reviews as well. And I'm going to let you guys go. It's time for breakfast. Oh, you can't see Lazy Bones. Get over here. I've got him in my cat hoodie pajamas that I got Halloween before last at TJ Maxx. It was the only one left. I wasn't going to get Halloween pajamas and then decided to, and that was the largest size they had left. And the way my body fluctuates between being somewhere between 140 and 150, um, due to things like whether or not I'm retaining fluid. If I ate something I wasn't supposed to, I've been eating a lot of not supposed to eat stuff the last couple of months due to budget. So yeah, it tends to be a bit snug, and I don't like my onesies snug. I like to have room in them. So I only have two onesies at this point. If you want to see some other fun pajamas, I do have, unless it's not there anymore, a video way down of all my spooky pajamas when I had spooky pajamas. I had a bunch. And on a whim, I got rid of them because I thought they were too cute. That was a stupid move. I wish I had them all. Not that I'd be able to wear them in this apartment because it's radiant heat and cooling, and I do keep it warm. Because if it's too cold, my arthritis hurts. So I do still have them on video though. If you want to see some fun one-piece pajamas that were even better than this, and better than the one the one that I did keep. Well, I got it after I got rid of the others. So check that out. Maybe you can get some ideas. Um, yes, wrap this up. So I'm going to upload this video. Friday I will upload um, the Rebel Stoked Nut Crusher. And Sunday I may or may not upload the Peach Bear. Like I said, depending on whether or not I decide it's good enough to upload. If I think you guys could use some whimsy and some stupidity, and you wouldn't mind something kind of dumb, I'll upload it just for the humor aspect of it. So that's it. You guys have a wonderful day. Enjoy the sunshine if you have sunshine. If you are a vampire or very easily burnt, remember your 100 SPF and your large parasol or umbrella so you don't turn into a pile of ash. Yes, it's allergy season. That's probably why I'm so puffy. Like I said, allergies. Probably something in the beer I had yesterday, because that's the only thing that was introduced that I didn't have before. So anyway, back to what I was saying. Yes, remember your umbrellas, your 100 SPF, so you don't turn into a tomato or a pile of ash. Um, and yes, oh, I almost wrapped up too soon. I'll see you next time. Oh yes, and don't forget to hit the like button if you like this. Comment if you want. Hit the bell once to subscribe if you want to subscribe, and hit the bell second time if you want notifications. And I'll see you in the next video. I love you guys. Bye now.